Okay, hello. Welcome back to my channel. It's Only Oracle here today with a pick a card reading. So, recently I took to my little community tab to ask you guys what kind of reading you'd like me to do next. And the winner by a slight margin was your next romantic encounter. So here we are today with that reading. If you do not subscribe to me, please do, because that way you can get notified and I'll kind of pop up on your home screen, hopefully, and you can weigh in on the votes. So if you have a sort of reading you're looking for, I try and give options for votes, and you can always write one down below. I do take suggestions, so if you're someone who has a reading request for me for the general pick a card reading, let me know. But other than that, let's get into this. So your next romantic encounter today, I have 4 piles. I'm going to lay them out here. We have 1, 2, 3, and 4. You can take a second, see which pile calls to you. You may feel called to more than one. Feel free to watch more than one. And then when you're ready, you can jump to the timestamp in the description box. I will see you at your reading. Bye. Okay, hello, pile 1. If you picked this image, then this is going to be your reading. So, what do I see here? Not much. So we're just going to get into it because I already went ahead and pre-pulled your cards on your next... Actually, it should be this one first. Okay. Romantic encounter. So we have the Express Your Love card. We have Justice and the Magician upright and the Queen of Pentacles upright, and then the Nine of Swords in upright. Oh, Nine of Swords upright. We have more cards here. I went ahead and pre-pulled kind of a lot, but we're just going to start with these because I don't want to overwhelm myself by looking at the big picture. So let's take this nice and slow. Pile 1, your next romantic encounter is going to be a mutual thing. So I know this says next romantic encounter, but I didn't even think about if you have maybe a crush and your crush doesn't like you back or something. But I get a sense here that if you have a crush on someone, okay, albeit not like a huge celebrity like Leonardo DiCaprio, you know what I'm saying? Although pop off, maybe it does work. Feels like your next romantic encounter, someone you express interest in and also expresses interest in you back. They may, now with this Express Your Love card, because of how this guy is looking, I feel this sense of they're not really maybe good at expressing their love, or they may not be very clear with you that they are romantically interested. I get like you kind of feel as if they're playing games, this next person. You, whoever watching, feels like this next person is kind of playing games or is not being very clear with you, but it feels like they are trying to decide how they feel. Definitely if you're feminine, this is someone who is trying to decide how they feel. If you're masculine watching this, I kind of get the reverse, where you may have a feminine very interested and you may be trying to decide how you feel, like you are interested, but are you interested because you have other things going on? Understandable. But overall, this is going to be a very... With the Magician and Justice right next to each other, this is going to be a I hear a learning process, but a good learning process where I feel your next romantic encounter will be someone who balances you out. Now, again, I did not stress that this was your future spouse or anything like that. However, if you are holding out for your future spouse, you may see traits in this that, coincide with what you think your future spouse will be like. But this is just your next romantic encounter. Always keep that in mind when I do these readings, because unless I specifically say future spouse, we are just looking at the next romantic encounter. But it does feel like it's a very balanced partnership. I feel like you're both going to match each other for your next romantic encounter. So regardless of your past, I think you are at the point now moving forward where you're not going to put out more than you get in. So if someone is being cold, you're going to be cold. If someone is showing you a little bit of affection, you're going to show a little bit of affection. There's this idea of really matching energy with your next romantic encounter. So if they say, I'm unavailable for a week, guess what, boo? You're unavailable for a week. You know what I'm saying? Or you may be the kind of person going into this encounter where they take an hour to text you, you take 2 hours to text them. You know what I'm saying? And some of it may be intentional, but it's like I feel this idea of I'm not putting my heart on my sleeve for it to be taken advantage of. And I honestly think that's a very wise approach to this relationship. It's a very structured approach to this relationship because it ensures that at the end of it, if it does end, you can at least say, you know what? I gave what I got. You know what I mean? I wasn't unfair. I didn't try and take advantage of this person. I didn't love bomb this person. This person didn't love bomb me. I put in what I got. They put in what they had. And either it will work or it won't. That's kind of the mindset going in here. Though I do get the sense that even though you may approach this next romantic encounter like that, that doesn't mean that's going to be how you feel underneath, okay? Because underneath, I feel someone who is definitely maybe waiting for a text or a call, waiting to be reciprocated the same amount of interest, or maybe kind of stresses about it, like if they're trying too hard, if they're not trying hard enough, are they doing enough to keep someone interested? But sis, think less, okay? Do not worry, do not stress about anyone. And same thing for my gentlemen, for all people, do not stress. A lot of times people have a lot going on in their own personal lives that we don't know about, and so all we can do is deal with what is presented to us. And I feel like that's very important here. Deal with what is presented to you. If someone is showing you red flags, check those red flags, check them. If someone is, offering to buy you dinner one day, maybe the next time you say, okay, this is fair. I'll pay for dinner. As long as, an equally priced place, they're not taking you for caviar in their big baller budget. But there's this idea of meeting each other halfway, being very, very fair in your approach, being balanced in your approach. There's this big idea of balance, even in terms of sex. If you do get sexually intimate with this person, with the snake here wrapping around all the signs in the cup in the magician, I really get this clear sense of you even sexually being very equal. If they're not, doing oral, you're not doing oral. If they're not putting in work, you're not putting in work. There's very much this clear idea here of balance being very important in this relationship. You're really done for your next romantic encounter with giving more than you get. All right, let's keep going here. Okay, I did get the sense that if you are looking, and very specific here, okay, because a lot of you, I know it's going to be I don't want nobody from my past. If you are looking for someone from your past, this could be you rekindling something with someone from your past. But we have the Four of Pentacles upright, Ace of Wands upright, Four of Wands in reverse, High Priestess in reverse, Five Swords upright, Ace of Cups upright, and the Six of Wands in reverse. So what I'm really being drawn to is the High Priestess in reverse. Yeah, I feel like you Pile 1 may have been single for a while coming into this relationship and romantic encounter that you're going to have. And because of that, I feel there's a doubt to your ability to either perform, sexually, or even just your ability to work with this or to have a successful venture. I feel like you're someone who's maybe been off of the game for a while, or who hasn't, even if you've been in the game, it hasn't been anything too serious, or maybe you haven't been physical, or you haven't been emotional. There's some aspect, yeah, it's different for everyone, or maybe it's all of you, all of your entire self that you've been keeping up, but it feels like there's some aspect of you that you have not been letting prospective romantic partners touch. So, For my gentlemen, that could be your emotions. Like emotionally, you've stayed distant, even if you've slept with certain people, you know, you haven't really offered emotions. For my ladies, it could be the same, or it could be your body that physically, you know, you may flirt, you may go out dates, but you don't let anyone sleep with you. Whatever it is, there is an aspect of you, and you'll know what it is, that you have really held back from people that who have expressed interest, or who you have expressed interest in. It's like there's this part of you are kind of keeping hidden and not really sharing, because I feel like it's either been hurt, or it's just a very guarded, sensitive part of you that you just don't feel like the majority of like someone has to get the sense of someone has to earn that area of you, or you have to feel comfortable enough, and you maybe haven't gotten that far with partners or felt that comfortable to share that part of you. But in this relationship, I feel like that is coming up again, or in this encounter, that's coming up again. You're gonna feel, I get the sense of you feeling triggered for your next romantic encounter, not gonna lie, that like, because you're going to be interested in this person, I get a clear sense that you are, in fact, interested in whoever this next romantic encounter. It's not like you're just entertaining someone, you're interested. For my gentlemen, it feels like you may be a little more confused than my ladies. My ladies, you seem very clearly interested in this person. But for my gentlemen, regardless of who the other one is, if you identify as masculine, you may kind of like, you're interested, but you're less sure than the feminine is. As a feminine, if you identify as such, you are sure. Or even as a masculine, you're pretty sure, but you're just, again, you're guarded. And so I think the idea of opening up this aspect of yourself, definitely, I like feel like I'm shaking during this reading. Like, it's scary. Like, I don't know, there's something about this that is scary to me, this encounter. And not because anything bad's happening, but because you're just like, you're being put in an uncomfortable or a vulnerable position that I think you haven't allowed yourself to be in a very long time. Yeah, I really get with this Ace of Cups that you have been very self-loving. You've been trying to give to yourself. You've been trying to be about yourself. And because of that, you really just have not, you haven't let someone have power over you. It's kind of like, I see this Five of Swords here as you being this person laying out, letting someone have power over you. You haven't let that happen in a while, in a long time, maybe even ever. And so like, I'm shaking because I feel like I'm nervous about that too. Like, giving up your power and letting someone be able to hurt you or to see you vulnerable is so scary. And that's something that you're very cautious about, which is why I told you, you're definitely meet me halfway or it's not happening. So that's definitely something that scares you. But I think, let's see here. I'm seeing something with this Four of Pentacles and this Ace of Wands. Yeah, I don't know. I think there's something magical because of those orbs he's holding. There is something magical about your encounter with whoever your next romantic partner is. We're going to get some more cards to take a closer look at some of maybe the traits or things that we may see. But it feels like you are, you're very much, I don't know, you're very much attracted to this person. And I think if you get together physically, you definitely are good together in bed, or likewise, I feel like they like give you a sense of energy. You feel matched. Like, even if you look at the picture you chose, they're holding hands and they're looking at each other, but they kind of give me power couple vibes where we're on the same level. No one's over the other. No one's better than the other. And that's kind of the idea here. And that makes you feel energized. But again, it's scary. Like, there's this idea of having to be vulnerable in some way that you have not been in a while, with even go ahead and make the romantic gesture. That is scary. And it's not just scary to you. I don't think it's scary also to your prospective partner, to this person you're having a romantic encounter with. Yeah, this idea of, I think, even trusting an intuition or sense you have about person, even if you don't have the logic, because, like, I guess, to be honest, attraction isn't really that logical. You don't really, you know, when people say they fall in love at first sight, they're really falling into attraction at first sight, in my opinion. I mean, maybe I'm not going to put it past someone to have fallen in love at first sight, but it's like you don't really know anything about this person. They could be an axe murderer. And I feel like that's kind of the vibe you have, is that, like, I don't actually know you. I feel these things about you. I have this sense about you, but I don't know you. So how am I supposed to trust you? But this is kind of one of those places where you have to trust your intuition. And something I'd also like to note is that if someone like you exists, why can there not be someone who matches you like that? So for anyone who's super skeptical when it comes to love or to people's intentions, if you're a decent person, how is it that you're the only decent person on earth? You know what I mean? If you view yourself in a lens that you are loving and you take care of yourself and you're not a bad person, then why can't that exist in the opposite gender? Or why can that not exist in another person? I think it's, you know, that's a little bit closed-minded on your part if you're viewing it that way. There are people who are like you. There are people who are, you're not the only you in the world, I'm sorry to say. Like, I mean, you're the only you, but you're not the only person who, you know, has a good heart. There are people with good hearts out there. And so I think that's something to very much keep in mind when you're getting this attraction towards this person, or you're starting to talk to this person, is to, you know, keep it balanced, meet them halfway. Don't try and jump in too heavy or anything, but that you are going to, you know, you're going to have places where because of your brain or because of previous experiences, you're scared and you're triggered, and you may have the urge to run, or because it's uncomfortable. But if you have a sense about this person, like an inner knowing or an intuition, I think it's worth it for you to follow that. So following that, we have Sagittarius, the Voyager. And so this strongly gives me the sense of, it could be during Sagittarius season that you meet this person for sure. So that is December to November, December. But I also feel even into January, which is the end of this year, but I also get the sense of the Sagittarius and the flowers blooming that it could be springtime for you. It could also be summer that you meet this person. Definitely it could be on a trip. It could be, Sagittarius also rules higher education, so it could be during the school. It really could be any time during the year. I'm sorry, let me stop. Like, don't you hate it when people start listing things and then they just list everything? And it's like, well, that doesn't actually narrow it down. So it really could be, I'm just listing some of the places you may see them. So traveling, definitely school, I less so work, it feels, and if it is work, it's work that you are traveling for. So this would not be in your, there's something about this not being where you natively go. So it's not going to be necessarily just a trip to the grocery store. It would either have to be a trip to an exotic grocery store or a grocery store you've never been to, something like that. There's this idea of you being somewhere you aren't normally at, and that's what allows you to meet this person. So we're gonna keep going here, and I have this physical feature deck that I use. Oops. Ooh, it already popped out. So British, it could be that they are British, or they have some British mannerisms. I don't know, maybe they say Walter or something funny. They could be British. Clean cut, so this might be a very clean cut person, or you'll be looking clean cut. It could be a black tie event if you're not normally going to there. Again, this is somewhere, you're gonna meet this person somewhere you haven't been before. So there is this aspect of newness, or you're going to, like I said, it could be an ex for some of you. It feels very, very much less so for a lot of you. This is someone you haven't met, but for a very few of you, this is an ex. And it would be somewhere you both haven't normally been. Dyed hair, so either you or they, I feel like, could have dyed hair. And keep in mind, they might not have all of these. Generally, I feel like they will have one of these. Oh, this is still in there. I'm sorry, this is a physical feature deck, but sometimes they get mixed up, and that is one of the messages from my messages deck, but it came out, so let's talk about it. I'm dealing with my shadow side. I'm dealing with my shadow side for your next romantic encounter. It leads me to believe that up until meeting, I feel this sense of you guys are mirroring each other, which is why I told you when you meet, it is so balanced. You guys are, again, you're both giving as much as you get. And so that may also mean that this encounter takes off rather slowly, because you're like, if you're only giving this much, I'm only giving that much. You know, there's kind of this almost bullheaded pride between the both of you to not be the one who's super clingy, or not be the one who's constantly messaging the other. You know, there's a very much like, there's a conscious choice to be balanced in the approach of this relationship for sure. But I'm dealing with my shadow side lets me know that either you or them, or both of you, because you may be mirroring each other up until you meet, are dealing with some of your own things. You're trying to deal with some of your maybe dark thoughts or your fears or the things that hold you back. Because with this happy-go-lucky Sagittarius, I do feel like you're going to meet them at a point where you are having fun, or you're happy, or you're, even if you're not, I suppose, like, even if you're not happy in the moment, it gets this, Sagittarius is the philosophy of life. So even if you're not happy in the particular moment that you meet them, I feel the sense of you being happy with your life as a whole. You're pretty happy with your life. Feels like you are someone who is either chasing their dreams, or you're putting in work towards your dreams, or you're readjusting how you view the world, and really having almost like a sage mindset in your approach that very much influences the connection. So let's see what else they want to tell us about your next. Okay, you have Pisces. You may have psychic messages about this person. I'm not going to lie, as we keep going through this pile number one, I do get a sense that for some of you, and even, yeah, I hear a good chunk of you, this person, your next romantic encounter, is in fact your future spouse. So there's that, if you were looking for that, yay you. Yeah, because there's this idea of psychic connection. I get this, that you guys are already connected in some way. There's just this idea of connection so deep already embedded in this. And even the heart and the feather, like weighing your heart to see if it's a good heart or bad heart, it's like you both are, there's a sense of purity to both of you. And that's why this connection is so scary, I think, because you're both good people. And so when you're a good person and you've been hurt by bad people, you start to doubt if there are any good people in the world. And so when you encounter one, it only makes sense that you would be skeptical of it and question if that's true. Yeah, the Knight of Swords in reverse. This is very, how do I put this? There's a quick connection. So I get a sense that you guys connect right away, but your approach to maybe dating or to getting to know each other or giving each other information about yourselves may take longer. So it's like we instantly connect, we're witty, we vibe, but it's like the more personal stuff or the secrets are really, or the softer parts of ourselves are really held close. We're not putting those out right away. We're really taking our time with that. So, It's nice though. It seems like this is definitely a, again, I was shaking during this for sure. So there is I would say prepare yourself for maybe a bit of an anxiety when you meet this person because it's going to trigger you, okay? I do feel, even if you don't, maybe not, no, I feel like even when you meet this person, definitely going to be a triggering aspect to this. But I don't know, there's something about this where you have a sense for each other. But you're really questioning. I just get the sense of questioning. You both like each other. It's very clear. But you're both questioning, like, are they being sincere, though? You know, there's a lot of doubt. And it might also be because with the Magician and the Ace of Wands, because you guys connect so quickly or because you connect so deeply, there's a doubt there because it feels, I get the sense of too good to be true almost. And so you're like, is this person even real? Like, maybe they're just playing games with me. But again, if you have a pure heart, why can someone else not have one? It feels like you have to look at their heart and look at their actions, I definitely feel. Yeah. Okay, we have abundance and personal power. Yeah, I told you, this is a very, when you meet this person, this is very clear here that you are generally going to be happy with your life. So if you're not happy with your life right now, expect delays for your next romantic encounter. Not that you can't have some other ones, but yeah, it feels less so. Like, even if your next romantic encounter, so let me put it this way. You might have some sexual encounters. You may even have some approaches to datings, but your true next romantic encounter, romantic is the key word here because it feels like they're specifying that. You may sleep with someone else before you meet this person, or you may go on a couple other dates, but your next romantic encounter, true romantic encounter, and it feels like you don't even get intimate right away, to be honest, but you could. It's going to be when you're happy. Like, you don't have to be happy in the moment. Once again, let me stress, you don't have to be happy in the moment that you meet this person, but you're going to be generally happy with your life. So your life is going to look, I get the sense of my life looks how I want it, almost, you know, or maybe you achieved some things on your manifestation board. There's something like that going on here. Because with personal power here and the fire, there's just the idea that you've stepped into your passion. You're both passionate people. You both, I feel the sense of owning who you are. So if you're not at that point yet, there is a delay you're not going to meet this person yet. But the more you step into that energy, into your own personal power, the more likely you are to meet this person because, again, they're matching you. And so when you're both at an empowered state, personally empowered, not empowered based on another person or on some other standard, like personally empowered, when you're both personally empowered and abundant. So maybe that you have to get your finances together as well to be stable enough because you did have travel in school, and school costs money generally, and travel costs money. So generally you have to have some money. But only then when you're both personally empowered, you know, like the fist, are you going to meet. Yeah. I'm just going to get a few more for personality of... Okay, I'm going to get one for you. This may not apply to some of you, but I just want to see... Okay. I got rich. Yeah. Okay. So a lot of you will have to work on your finances. With this rich card, I'm not necessarily saying you have to have like boku money coming out the wazoo. It feels more so like you have a sense of stability. Like you're not, if you're stressing about your day-to-day bills right now, this is not the time for that. You know what I mean? That would make sense too because you're working on your finances. And then can I get one for them? Can I get one for them? Altruistic. Okay, yeah, and so they're very, I think they're kind. And once again, I told you that kind of, there's this idea of you not believing it to be true because it seems too good to be true, which makes sense if they're very kind. So, yeah, pile number one, your next romantic encounter, there's going to be a lot of brought up feelings for sure, but this is a genuine person that you're going to be getting romantic with, not just sexual or not just, you know, talking and friendship and not really feeling a connection. Like, I don't know, there's this idea of feeling very connected to this person, especially romantically, and especially I feel through your heart chakra, as well as your even your throat. It feels like almost all of them, you guys are very in alignment. But anyway, you'll have to have your finances sorted out before this is really going to come into fruition. And I feel like that's because you both need to be personally empowered for this encounter to work. Otherwise, it feels like there's a relationship imbalance. There's a dynamic imbalance, and it'll be even harder to, I guess, deal with these triggered feelings, because on top of that, you'll be feeling like, well, I don't have any money. I have nothing to offer this person. And there's a sense of personal empowerment that has to be there for this to work. And again, they're very kind. So I don't think they really care that you're rich or well off, but it feels like Spirit is saying, if you want this to work the way you want it to, and for some of you, this is your future spouse, your finances have to be together. But yeah, that's all I'm seeing for you, pile number 1. I loved this reading. We love it when your future spouse kind of snickles into the next romantic encounter reading. But yeah, that's all I'm seeing. If you enjoyed this reading, if you get the sense of that, you know your finances need to be on point, you get it, or your finances are on point, comment down below. And I will see you in the next one, pile 1. Bye. Okay, hello, pile number 2. If you picked this image, then this is going to be your reading on your next romantic encounter. So let me specify, which I didn't in the intro because I don't know, I just didn't. Your next romantic encounter is not necessarily a future spouse, okay? I know it could be. It came through in the last reading, but we never know. And then I just want to note that I guess I'm just going to read the energies as they come through. Don't shoot me, okay? All right, so I already pre-pulled your cards, pile number 2, and you have past life relationship, 8 of Wands, the Empress, and the 2 of Wands in reverse. And then you had the Ace of Cups, 6 of Cups, Ace of Pentacles, and the High Priestess in reverse. Interesting, those came out last pile too, a couple of these. And I definitely did shuffle this like triple time. Let's get into this. Your next romantic encounter. Now, with past life relationship coming up, I'm sorry, I know, I hate when ex energy comes in, but even with the 6 of Cups, I was like, I'm getting it again. This could be an ex or someone it doesn't have to be an ex, okay? Let me say this also. It doesn't have to be an ex necessarily, like someone you dated formally and had a relationship and a big fallout, but it could be someone that you kind of had an interest in, or maybe even had a crush on. This could, for a lot of you, just be someone you already know. Or even a sense of of, but it's just something, like, because I get almost a sense that for a lot of you, this isn't someone you ever really got intimate with, but maybe you imagined getting intimate with them, or you were interested, or you were talking, or maybe you kissed. I don't know, there's an idea of like not actually going all the way, but having the desire to, and it not happening. But anyway, even if it's not that, then this is definitely someone from a past life that you are re-encountering in this life, because y'all got some unfinished business. Honestly, I'm getting strong sexual energy from this past life relationship. Feels like, and even you picked the only picture, I think, of people kissing. So it does feel definitely physical for you guys, that this next encounter. So it's not just romantic, it's definitely sexual, but there are romantic undertones to the sexualness of this relationship. And it does feel like it's coming rather quickly or rather soon, that you're going to either re-meet this person or have this person re-enter your life. It doesn't feel like you're going to be waiting too long for this. Because I feel like you've waited long. There's this idea of you've waited long enough, or almost like if you're the masculine has waited long enough. So whether you identify such and you feel like you've waited long enough, or if you're the feminine, then know that your masculine has felt that he's like waited long enough. This may have been someone who had a previous crush on you when you were younger or something, but never said anything to you, so you didn't even know, and they come back in kind of like, hey, I did always like you, and you're like, oh, well, I did not know that. This is news to me. I didn't know you had these emotions for me. And so that's kind of your next romantic encounter here, because there's a lot of, y'all, there's a lot of feelings here. Let's talk about it, but like, there's a lot of feelings. I mean, you picked the kissing photo and her heels on. Like, whoever you are as the feminine, you're masculine, or as a masculine, you're going to find the feminine very attractive. I mean, there's an idea of the feminine relationship being like you can't keep your hands off of her, which I see in the picture you chose, in the past life relationship photo, and even with the Empress and the High Priestess here. Like, the masculine is hella attracted to the female, and I mean hella. Like, he's ready to get down with it. Like, he's all types of for it. He may even want to, ladies and gents, wrap it before you tap it. If you don't want to have any more children or have any children at all, because there's this idea of not keeping your hands off of each other For sure. Ooh, it's all steamy in here, you guys. You make me blush. I swear there's always a pile for these love readings. That's just like, y'all steaming. Okay. Yeah, so whether or not you know this person, you've known this person in a previous life, okay? Either you've known this person in a previous life or you knew this person in this lifetime, and it's re-upping because it does feel like is unfinished business, especially sexually. Honestly, this may be, for some of you, not all of you, but I get the sense that this may be a future baby daddy or baby mommy. Like, you guys are meant to have a kid together, which is why you're coming back together in this lifetime with the Empress and even his hand on her stomach. There's just a sense of like relations being huge here, or bringing in children here. And if this is a same-sex relationship, I still even get the same thing, that like you would still like to see, even weirdly enough, you'd still like to, if you're a female, you know, see this person pregnant, or if you're a male, like you'd like to have a baby together. Like, you'd like to, there's a lot going on here. There's a historic, like, you know, you'd like to have a baby together. You'd like to have a family together. And so this is something that may heat up very quick too, even if it takes a while to come in. Like, you message each other once, and then you're meeting, and then you're making out, and then you're, you know, doing the deeds. Like, there's something about this that seems quick, but the reason why it's so quick is because either you've known, like I said, you've known each other before in this life, so you either are acquaintances from a long time ago, or a previous fling, or someone you even kind of knew, or had a thing with, but it fizzled out, or this is a past life relationship, meaning you're meeting back up again in this lifetime. In either case, like, there's a familiarity that you guys share with each other, which is why it's so quick to be explosive, because it's like you already know each other. You're not, it's not the same thing as like meeting a new soul and having to learn a new soul or a new person. You know, there's this level of comfortability, of familiarity with one another. Yeah, I get the sense that for your next romantic encounter, there are going to be some obstacles with the Two of Wands in reverse. I feel a sense of like, I had to walk through fire. I'm actually thinking of this John Mayer song, and I don't even know, but I know the lyrics are something like, but I'll walk through the fire if that's what it takes to take me even higher. So, ooh, I got shivers. So this may be someone who maybe is getting out of a relationship, could be, or maybe you've had someone who you're kind of talking to and you have to skirt. But there's this idea, and it feels like there's third parties. So okay, again, let me stress, not like someone is in a relationship and they're trying to cheat with you. Like, maybe, you know, someone is just dating around and they have a couple other people, but then they decide, you know, they start dating you and they really like you, and so they have to cut everyone else off, and people don't take it that way. You know what I mean? Kind of a jilted vibe. I do get with the fire, jilted vibes or jealousy, or just in general, people kind of being jealous because you guys are that couple. You know what I mean? You're very, you might not be expressive in public, but there's just, I feel like even if you can't not keep your hands off of each other, which could be very well the case, where you're just like constantly touching each other, holding each other, you know, haha, teasing, shoving. If it's not that you're physically being like that in public, it's that there is something in the way you look at each other that people can tell it happens behind the scenes. So there's very much this idea of you guys are almost inseparable. You're very romantic. You're very sexual in nature with each other, very playful. You like to touch. You like to hold each other. Also, if you are asexual, you're still welcome to this pile, okay? Just because I got sexual energy, I also feel like this could just be you're very, like, platonically, you like to touch each other. Like, you can be, you know, asexual and still like physical contact. Maybe you just don't like, you know, the act of sex, or you don't like sex itself. You know, it's a spectrum. I'm not, but, you know, keep watching if you do identify as such, because I still feel like it applies to you. I felt called to say that. Anyway, so yeah, with the Two of Wands, definitely kind of, I always also get this idea with those two wands he's holding, beating people with sticks. So I also feel like you're both attractive in a sense that other people want you and they want your partner. Like, they either together, you know, some freaky people might want both of you, but some other people like have a thing for your partner, have a thing for you. And I hear like each of you holding a stick, kind of defending each other, like whacking off, you know, anyone who tries to come between you or who tries to take your man or take your woman, because you're like, we're not doing that. Like, it's me and you. This definitely does feel, I'm gonna be real with you, it does feel pretty monogamous. If you don't identify as such, disregard that part. But if you are looking for monogamy, which a lot of, I know my viewers are, this feels monogamous. It doesn't feel like you're trying to bring other people into the equation. I mean, like, I don't really think there's room for other people with how close you two are. Like, who's gonna come between that? It's not happening. It's definitely you and this person for the most part, if that's how you identify. And I feel like even if you are polyamorous, that one of you is going to have a sense of jealousy where you want it more just to be one-on-one. I don't know. There's just that idea here of really wanting monogamy or wanting it to be you two together. This is definitely fulfilling, though. You guys are emotionally, you're at a peak. Like, I told you that lyric, I'll walk through the fire if that's what it takes to take me even higher. It's like, it doesn't matter the trials, because this is like, this is like a drug relationship. I'm not gonna lie, y'all. And I don't mean that in a bad sense or like it can't last sense. I just mean that it's very intense. It's very like quick from the jump, and you're just feeling real good about each other, and you can't. It's intense. I think that's the word for it. It's very intense, and but very fulfilling emotionally for both of you. You know, you feel very filled. Why am I like this? You feel very filled. Yeah, and I feel like intuitively you have a sense of each other. Like I said, the masculine damn near worships the feminine, very into one another. There may also be this idea here with the Two of Wands coming up before the Ace of Pentacles that work may be a problem with the two of you, or distance may be a problem. So this could be a long distance relationship, or it starts off that way, or someone has to travel for work. Like there's this idea of something trying to keep you two apart in a sense, or things that seem like trials keeping you apart, but it doesn't matter because it's like they're trials, but it doesn't matter because of how good you feel about each other. Wow, you guys are definitely feeling it, But yeah, and it could also be that you know, I don't know, you even get the sense of like moving in together. It's so weird, you guys. This is quick, but it's like, it doesn't feel quick to both of you. This could also be something where it's not a one-night stand, but like you just start dating and then maybe you get pregnant. And so then you're like, okay, you know, we have to plan for a baby. We have to get a place now. It's not like you're mad about it. Like you guys are crazy about each other, but it's quick, you know, something quick happens and you're just like, dang, like, all right, let's get an apartment. You know, we got to get things together. And so there's like these trials that come along with your relationship of navigating it, whether that's other people, the environment, you know what I'm saying? Or pregnancy or something like that. Again, not wishing pregnancy on anyone who doesn't want it. So, like, that's not for you if you're not looking to get pregnant or to impregnate someone. All right. So, you also have opposition, balance, and Gemini butterfly along with empowerment. Yeah, I feel like you guys you both make each other feel really good. Like, really good. You guys, like, I even feel, I feel like jittery, ready to go, you know, with this reading. And I get that sense that that's how your relation feels. Like it's, you have fun, you have like insight. I get this idea with the Gemini of inside jokes. You're very, it feels like you're communicative, but you don't have to be. But it's like, I almost feel like your body talks, you know? You ever hear that? Like, oh, don't say it with like your mouth, your body talks, like your body speaks. And your bodies speak to each other, like your eyes speak to each other, how you move around each other, how you orient around each other definitely speaks almost louder than your actual words. Yeah, because honestly, I don't know, not that you guys can't have good conversation. I don't know how much you talk though. It feels like you use your bodies a lot. So maybe you like to dance together or like play video games together or something. There's like this idea of movement being a part of how you very much connect. And I think you guys really do, I don't know, with this balance card, I'm always getting a sense of like, this is kind of a surprise, pile 2. As much as you try and prepare for it, I get the sense of it hitting you out of the blue. It's like you're living your life and then one day you just get knocked into, in the best sense of the word, you know? It's not like you're getting knocked into and it's awful. It's like, oh, whoa, like, okay, this is happening, you know, it's all very quick, but, and you can't really anticipate it coming, but it does. And it almost confronts, I feel like this balance card is talking about you confronting the monotony that was your life. Like the fact that your life, I get the sense of like, it isn't exciting to you, or you're not, it's fine. Maybe your finances are good, or you're working a cool job, or you have your friends, your family, but it's like lacking passion. And this relationship is passion. And so this brings passion back to you, and it makes conscious how little of passion was in your life previously, like how little of like ambition and drive was really behind your emotional drive behind what you do. I just feel like you didn't have it. So even if you're working a job, it's like, you could feel kind of emotionally disconnected from it or just reserved from it. You're not really committed to it, but this is really bringing it back because you guys are so excited about each other. It's incredibly cute. I mean, I also get the sense of being very innocent with one another. It's like you feel like you're a kid again. You know how they say when you fall in love and your inner child just awakens and blossoms? That's what I feel like your next romantic encounter is. Look at that. Look at that. You have strength. The lady and the lion. So it's like, this wild part of you comes out, and it's not like it's like they tame it, but they don't tame it. You know, they use it. And for a lot of you, this is definitely in the bedroom that this wild side of you comes out, and they definitely take advantage of it. They definitely like to play with it. All types of stuff. You guys are so steamy. Pile number 2, you're steaming. I cannot keep up with you. Okay, let's keep going and maybe get some physical features here. Yeah, definitely I'm like smiling too. This was such a fun reading to give. You guys are going to be in love. You're gonna be bold, you're gonna be courageous. The Strength card also rules Leo. And Leo is definitely the front runner. Leo's the showstopper. Leo has great hair. So maybe you or they have really great hair, or you're attracted to each other. I mean, look at these two people. That guy has amazing hair. She has amazing hair. The Empress has amazing hair. Kind of gets like you guys have a cool haircut or cool fashion sense as well. Or just I don't know. Something about your hair is eye-catching. But also I want to say with the Strength card and the number 8, and the what is it, the infinity sign over her head, that also calls back to the past life or you've known each other. It's like a cycle. It's like you guys maybe went through something, or you broke up, or you're at an intersection where you couldn't be together anymore in a past life or in this life. Or maybe, you know, you were close to meeting at one point, but you missed each other, and now it's like it's coming back again, you know, and you guys are in your thing. And so now you're almost like trying to break any cycle. I feel this idea of breaking any cycle that would break you apart again. I don't know, I get the sense that you both want to be in it for the long haul. With baby, like you guys want to have kids together. So if you're interested in having kids, or they want to have a kid with you, something about a kid here, definitely. And because of that, you want to break that cycle. Like you don't want to be apart from each other. You don't want to keep coming near and then going away, or breaking up and getting back together, or, you know, having a past life where you were together and you got separated. Like you want to be together for good. Black hair, which she has black hair. So yeah, hair again is a very big thing here. Either the color, the shape, the shine of it. You or they have very good hair. Or even my ladies who wear wigs and stuff, you have really awesome wigs that you wear, really awesome weave, really awesome whatever you're in, tracks, you know. Ain't no judgment here. Whatever you got to do with your hair, it be what it be. Yeah, anyway, or extensions. And then tall. Yeah, I told you you're both, you're definitely a hot couple. I'm not gonna lie, and you prove to be a hot couple, like not just in looks, in action. Like you guys are a hot couple for sure. You definitely are heart stoppers too. People look at you guys and they're like, oof, you know, oof, I want to be a part of that. I want that. And so there's definitely this idea. I feel like jealousy might be an issue in the relationship, and nothing too major necessarily, but that you both have to be aware, because there'll constantly be people trying to get with one of you, or maybe trying to get you guys to break up or something because they're interested in your partner. But it doesn't feel like it's a huge problem, because you guys are very much like, you thought like this is me and my person. But it's something that you'll have to keep in mind. And then you had Clean Freak at the bottom of the deck. So yeah, you guys do seem like you take care of your appearances, both of you. There's nothing sloppy about the way y'all come off. Like you guys are. I'm also hearing that song, Justin Timberlake's Suit and Tie. Because as long as I got my suit and tie, I'm gonna leave it all on the floor tonight. Baby got fixed up to the nines. Let me show you I'm gonna show you a few things. And also in that song, you know, he says like, he talks about getting dressed and getting ready, and it's all about like they're dancing on the floor and stuff. And so, and he's like, I think there's one line where he says, stop, let me get a good look at it. And so like some of y'all may have very banging bodies too, but it's definitely physical. Look at this. I can't even make it up. Jealous just popped out, y'all. Yeah, you're definitely for each other. And charismatic popped up too. But anyway, as I was saying about that Suit and Tie song, there's this talk of like dancing on the floor and their bodies being very much in alignment with each other. And that feels like what you guys have with one another for your next romantic encounter. There's just way too much like chemistry or sexual tension for anyone to come between it, or to do this one time. Like this isn't sleep one time and it's like sleep one time, want another. Like you're at it. You got rabbits here. I don't know what more you need to indicate that you and even the lion, you know, the lion is proud. It runs a pride. Like there's a lot of steaminess, y'all. Steamy. I cannot deny. But yeah, with jealous and charismatic coming out, I think you both have a 𝐓𝐢 𝐷𝐿. And so people are down for you. Like you're both attractive, and so you're gonna have options, but you guys they can't touch it. You guys are connected. You've either been connected in this lifetime before, or like I said, for a lot of you, a past life you've been together, and you're coming back together in this one. So really, they can't touch the connection you guys have, because it's incredibly potent. It's strong. I would not envy anyone trying to come between you, because it's not happening. But yeah, I think that's all I'm seeing for you, pile number 2. I hope you enjoyed this reading. yeah, you're expect something steamy for this next romantic encounter. Yeah, that's all I'm seeing for you. So if you enjoyed this reading, comment down below. If you know your spicy latte that's coming up on the chart, comment down below. And I'll see you in the next one, pile 2. Bye. Okay, hello, pile 3. If you picked this image, then this is going to be your reading. I went ahead and pre-pulled some cards, so I'm just going to lay them out, and we will get into this. All right, so you have children, romantic feeling, the Prince of Pentacles, the Princess of Pentacles, Ace of Swords, and the Emperor in reverse. Let's see if I can fit that, and I can. Okay, so let's get into this. Now, with children, romantic feelings, and the Princess of Pentacles, this could be someone that you met. Okay, there's lots of things I see here. So this could be someone you met as a child. This could be someone you have children with. If you're married, then I guess like your next romantic, I don't know why you're on this video, but I guess your romantic encounter could be your husband or your wife or your, you know, whoever you're engaged or to be with. So definitely could be someone that you met as a child, you have children with, has children, or I don't know, but there's this idea of, or you will have children with. That was what I was going to say. But there's this idea of you guys having like an inner child. This also could be someone you meet who's with maybe like younger siblings or something when you meet them with this children card, or is looking after kids when you meet them. They could be a nanny or something. I'm not really specifying, but even with the little dogs here, which is what I'm being drawn to, could be that you're at a dog park, you know what I mean? So you're a dog mom or a dog dad or a cat mom or a cat dad. There's this idea of nurturing life or cultivating life or taking care of life or taking care of other people. Could be that they're very much taking care of their family or very much taking care of your family. But it's definitely an energy here of children or young people being present in your connection. And likewise, if there are no actual children, it would be your pets, and that you guys awaken, obviously, the inner child in each other, that you feel very childlike when you're together. You feel very playful and very young. So your next romantic encounter is definitely romantic with romantic feelings. Your feelings are real and worth exploring. So, I've had X energy in all of these readings, and it's not very strong in this one for sure, I would say. Like, but this could be something like you had children with someone, and you've been distant, but then like again, you're feeling closer, you're feeling called to them, or you're feeling called to someone. It also could be someone who is in your family, like not anything weird. I'm saying like someone who is like, for instance, your brother-in-law's third cousin. I don't know. I use random things that aren't weird, but like, you know, say your sister got married and her husband has a brother who has a friend, and that's who you have romantic feelings for. Because it feels also this sense of like, I get a sense of forbidden here for pile number 3, where you feel there's something like I feel like I shouldn't. Like I feel like I shouldn't do this, even for this romantic feelings card. Like I feel like I shouldn't be doing this, but I can't help it. There's this idea of the first kiss you have, or the first time you get a little more romantic, you have this inkling of like I shouldn't be doing this. Like I should be, you know, I have children to think about, or I have school to think about, or I shouldn't be doing this, but you can't help it. Like you're drawn to each other. Definitely this idea of being drawn to the other and feeling very, yeah, drawn. Drawn is really the word. And you guys are actually really good matches here, because you have the Princess and the Prince of Pentacles upright in reverse. And I don't know, that just indicates to me that you guys match on a level. You feel the same way. It feels like you match on a moral level, where your next romantic encounter, you'll kind of have the same feelings about life. So whether there's someone you feel like you shouldn't be with, or you know, likewise, something else with your childhood is like maybe they dated a friend of yours when you guys were really young, and then you meet them up again and you're interested in them, but you're kind of like, oh, I shouldn't because this is my friend's ex. You know, it always gets messy. That's life. We're not always choosing who we're attracted to, who our best match is, or their past. But it feels like, I don't know, there's something about like past choices or influences making you believe that this is not something you should pursue, but you can't help it because you feel very drawn to them. Anyway, continuing on here, the Princess and the Prince of Pentacles. Yeah, I get this idea that you guys have the same morals or the same ideas about how you want to live life. Maybe you both want to have a family. I keep getting like weird stuff here, but for instance, say that you have a best friend and she dated this guy like 5-10 years ago when you were younger, and they broke up because she didn't want to have children, he did, and then you meeting him 10 years later and your best friend still doesn't want to have children, but you want to have children and you connect with him. You know what I'm saying? Something like that, where it's like You don't have to date your friend's ex or anything like that. That is just an example, or like your cousin dated them or something. But it's just this idea of something being forbidden here, but you feeling attracted to a person and you guys actually really vibing really well and wanting the same things out of life, having the same ideas, same goals, same mindsets, same maybe financial outlook, but feeling like you can't do it. And so there is this idea of delay happening because you feel like you shouldn't do it. You're kind of like, you both hold yourselves back, or at least I feel like you definitely do. Whoever you are watching this, I get this sense, yeah, that whoever you are watching this, you feel like you should not want this person, or you should not pursue this person, even though you're very interested. Definitely, especially that is exacerbated if you're a male watching this, or you identify as masculine. The masculine is definitely more so feeling like, I really shouldn't, you know, that was like my buddy's, you know, ex-girlfriend, or that was my third cousin's friend. And so it feels like I shouldn't do that, but I'm very attracted to her. Yeah. So that's definitely something I see here, that there's a forbidden aspect to this, but you guys just, I'm sorry, you just vibe. I feel like you, with the Ace of Swords, I feel like you have the same sense of humor. So you guys are laughing together. You guys, I don't know, you enjoy your time together. It feels like they're kind of a clear day for you. So if everything around you feels kind of hazy or very gray and not fun, it's like this person comes up and instantly you're perked up. Like instantly you feel better. Instantly your mind feels better. You don't have a headache. You also may be someone randomly who gets headaches pretty regularly, or experiences headaches quite frequently. And when you're around this person, you may experience that, hey, like, I don't have as many headaches as I normally do. This person is definitely a clear point for you to sit on, a clear place for you. I'm also being drawn to the clearing at the corner of this romantic feelings. They're definitely a place where you feel like mentally you feel cleared, but it feels like emotionally, because of your ties or your bonds or your feelings or your children, you feel a little bit torn and like you have to keep this hidden. So this may also be a relationship that starts in the shadows, I'm hearing. Something you guys don't vocalize right away with everyone, something that's only kind of between you two. I mean, even the image you picked, they're kind of longingly looking at each other, and they're holding hands barely, but they're not very close. And so there's this idea of like wanting each other, but something's a little off. Yeah. And I also get the sense of like, I'm not going to lie, feminines, or even if you're masculine watching this, you almost feel too tainted for your feminine, because I'm being drawn to the guy and the sheep, and you know how the shepherd leads the sheep. And I mean, I think this is Aries. It's represented by Aries, which is the ram and go-getter. But because I'm drawn to the sheep, which is like this innocent version of a ram, it almost feels like the masculine in this doesn't want to infect the feminine. You know, he doesn't want to do anything that would tarnish her reputation or make her feel bad or anything like that. So there also is a level of respect you both have for each other, which is why you're not, there's like this idea of do we not. You might even be in this right now for some of you, that you had this like inkling or urge towards someone, but you're like, is that really the right choice here? Let's see what else we can see. Yeah, I don't know, this idea of you guys being attracted. Even here, this is called a guard on the sword here. And you see the snake is wrapping around the guard, but he can't actually reach the point, or the tip, or the shield, or I don't even know what the name of the blade of it. And the blade is like the truth. And so it feels like you guys are guarding the sexual energy you have towards each other, because you're like, we can't do that. We can't do it. We can't do it, but we want to. We can't do it. Sun. Yeah, and you have the sun. Okay, so with the sun being, yeah, I get the sense that you guys, there's, it comes up again even here with childishness. There's an aspect of passion and children. The sun is the 5th house. It's the ruler of Leo, and Leos are, on top of being like go-getting, or not go-getting, they're kind of the spotlight, the look at me folks. Underneath that, they're also very passionate and fun and playful. They are like theater. They're a good time. And so I feel like you guys have a good time together. And I think you have a good time because you're so similar. You have a good time because there's not a lot you have to think about, because, for instance, you say you want to eat somewhere, that person also wants to eat there. And it's not even like you're both saying it just to please the other, you know, like when your friend's like, oh, you want to go to Taco Bell? And you're like, man, I don't want Taco Bell, but they suggested it. So you're like, yeah, Taco Bell sounds great. No, it's like, they're like, do you want In-N-Out? And they're like, yeah, I want In-N-Out. Do you want In-N-Out? And so you both go because you want the same things. It's so easy. It's very much you feel like you're the same person, or that this definitely feels like a soulmate on some level, because you just, even if it's not a soulmate, you just connect so well. you understand each other so easily, and you want kind of the same things. Again, there's this idea of wanting the same things. You want the same things. And that's really a good basis to have a relationship on. But I do definitely feel like there are obstacles. There's this idea of not feeling like you should not have a relationship with this person. A lot of it could be that some of you have children and your children are young and you don't want to bring someone around yet, or, you know, you've recently divorced their mother or father, or again, there's an idea of we should guard this, we should stop this, but you feel so attracted to each other and you like being around each other so much. It's really effortless when you're around each other. Yeah, there's a clear sense of clarity you have with this person with the Ace of Swords and the Ace of Pentacles. They're like your new beginning. You have the Sun again, but in reverse underneath the Princess of Pentacles and the Queen of Pentacles. So I'm getting this idea of how you guys view each other. Once again, you seem very synchronized is what I think the word I'm looking for here. Because if you're the feminine, it seems like you see the masculine as being a clearing. Like you view the masculine as being someone bright, someone attractive, someone fun, someone you like being around, who makes, they may also be, once again, there's children here, so they may be around your kid, or again, they make you feel very kid-like, they make you feel childish, they make you feel like having a tickle fight, you know, something cute like that. They bring all that out of you, or maybe they tickle you, and that makes you really laugh, and it's really funny and childish, or you, I don't know, what are some other things children do? You like to play board games together. There's this idea of like a childlike aspect to the relationship, or influencing the relationship strongly. They could also be very good with pets, so maybe they have a dog and it feels like you go running with the dog, or you go out with the dog, or even with their children. It's like they're very fun with children, they're good with your children, they're good with their children. The masculine definitely has like this, it feels like he definitely can take control, and he has a darker side to him, but generally he presents a lot of light. Because with this Emperor in reverse card, I'm not gonna lie, like the masculine in this, if you identify such, or even likewise, like you're gonna be so attracted to your feminine or whoever this other person is that you are definitely interested in sleeping with her, or in having her be a mother to more of your children or something like that. But the masculine feels like that's not a good idea because she's too innocent. You know, like that's not a good idea. That shouldn't be the route that I go down, because not even because she's too innocent, but maybe she has kids already, or she has other things, or this would make her look bad because I'm her third cousin's one-time fling. I don't know, you know, something like that. And so they don't think that would make you look good, so they wouldn't want to do it. But likewise, the masculine definitely views his feminine as being someone who is really good at work and home. So once again, kids are coming up here. Could be you're a very good mother, but you also run a business. You're a very good like daughter or student, or very studious, but you also do your finances and you're a go-getter. There's this idea of feeling like the feminine would be a perfect addition. Like you guys really complement each other. If you were to get together, you know, it's like you would be very good together. You'd be able to have a home together, you would have kids together, you know, your finances would be in order, you'd have Saturday play dates, like everything would be in alignment because you guys just have the same goals. And so that's why this is something that maybe takes a while to get to, because or it happens that it's through another person. It's because like you wouldn't have gotten to know this person any other way. It's like only through them dating this other person or being in this other person's circle have you been able to connect, and then you realize how alike you are. And so it's almost like whoever, if this is someone who is someone else's ex, or someone else in your family has like, or your friendship circle has dated them or been around them or something like that, or whatever other situation there is, because that's just my example, but I feel like there could be a lot of situations for why you feel like you shouldn't date them. Like maybe, I don't know, I can't think of it, like they have kids or something, but it's like, and maybe your kids are play friends and that's how you connect, but it's like you wouldn't have had, it's almost like, what I was trying to say is, it's almost as if the connection that you have that brought you to them, that's why you had that connection. So for instance, if this is someone's ex, a distant friend's ex, that distant friend actually didn't date them for you. You know what I'm saying? Or didn't date them for them. They dated them for you, because like if they didn't date that friend, then they would have never met you. It's kind of like that, like where you intersect at a very odd point that feels almost stressful, or it feels like it's not right, but it's almost as if there's no other way you would have been able to connect or meet each other. Like that was how you were going to meet each other. And yeah, it's just one of those things you have to navigate. And I do see really long-term potential with this. So it honestly could be something that in 20 or 30 years, or in 5 or 10 years, it's not even a big deal, because you guys are such a good match. It was always going to happen, you know? There is something about this feeling inevitable to both of you. Like it's something you can't fight. You try to, but you can't fight it. You're two vibing with each other. So we're just getting some physical feature here. We have short hair. You or they may have short hair. I feel like the masculine either has short hair or maybe he's attracted to short hair. We have you can break my heart. You see, like, oh, that's actually so sweet. We have African. I'm going to take all of these. I haven't gotten as many physical features, but for other piles, but it feels like it's piercing eyes. So maybe their eyes are very intense. It does feel like you guys have intense eye contact. Sharp features, we have wavy hair, intense eyes again. Yeah, there's something about the eye contact between you two being very telling of you guys. Red hair. So if we can break my heart, you can break my heart. African, short hair, sharp features, wavy hair, intense eyes, red hair, and you have piercing eyes. So something about their eyes is just like, whoa, definitely stands out. Yours are their eyes. And I do feel like you guys have, there's something about hair being attractive here or being something that you notice or you like about the person. I don't know, I get the sense that the masculine likes feminine, however your hair is. Even if you don't have much, ladies, you know, even if you have a fro or you have like dreadlocks or whatever you have, I feel like there's this idea of your masculine liking your hair, liking how you style it, how you do it. Yeah, it's really cool to him. So yeah, with You Can Break My Heart here, which again, messages aren't supposed to be in this pile, but I've had one pop out for almost every pile and I really need to go through these piles and see what's in each to make sure this stops happening. But with You Can Break My Heart, it almost feels like this person is willing to be vulnerable with you though. Like, I don't know, this feels like it's coming from the masculine, where the masculine is saying, no, it's okay, so it's whoever the other person is. I was checking, sorry. Spirit said it's actually whoever. So whoever you are watching, this is what the other person is saying to you. Like, they don't, it isn't right, but they almost, it's getting to a point, or it will get to a point where you both don't care because you're just too it's too much. It's too much. You're too attracted. And so you can break my heart. Like, you can make my life harder because I love you and I'm willing to do that. And there's definitely this element of I love you being something you guys say to each other, maybe even before you get romantic or like actually physically intimate or you kiss or anything, because you guys get together through being similar, through having shared interests, through having shared goals, through having decent conversation or doing things together. Like maybe they take your kids to the park or you take their kids to the park or you have play dates and, you know, they just fall in love with you. And so, you know, I love you. You can break my heart. Wow, that's so cute. So if you are in a sort of situationship right now, I guess I want to tell you don't worry. Or if you find yourself being attracted to someone you shouldn't, I don't know, things happen for a reason. Like, attraction is such a mysterious thing. Someone can be absolutely perfect for you on paper and you can feel absolutely nothing for them. And I think it is worth evaluating why you're attracted to a person. But if you find that the reason you're attracted to them, which I feel you might for this person, you'd find the reason I'm attracted to you is because we work well together. You have the same goals as I do. We like the same things. You know, you have like this, you have compatibility. That's the word I've been looking for. You have compatibility. That's why you like each other. And that's really a good jumping off point. Because if you don't have that, it really at some points doesn't matter how passionate it is, because passion can fizzle out. But compatibility, that's something solid. Like, there's something about this relationship, despite having rocky beginnings because of other people or something, you have a solid foundation because you're similar. You have the same values. You have the same core beliefs. And so this works long term because your souls are compatible. Definitely feels like a soulmate. And yeah, I get the sense that you guys, yeah. And so if you're going through this, I was being drawn to the ring here on her left hand. You guys may get married in the future, definitely this next romantic encounter of yours, or yeah, or you may have already been married or they have already been married. But marriage, children, like these are very traditional values coming up in this romantic encounter. And likewise, you got the Wheel of Fortune. So I really want to tell you that I know this reading might have felt a little bit weird or a little uncomfortable, because it's like, I don't want to be attracted, or like, I'd never date my boyfriend's ex or my girlfriend's ex, or I'd never, you know, date one of my guy's girls or something. But look, when you find the right person, you find the right person. I'm not here to judge you. I'm just reading these cards, and the cards have spoken, okay? You could disregard this reading and never think about it again and never have to deal with it again. But if that does happen, I feel like with the Wheel of Fortune popping out upright for you, know that, like, there are things that have to happen. You have to go through these trials, but it's going to be, like, it'll work out. I don't know, the Wheel of Fortune is a lucky card. It talks about bad times to good times. So even if you go through tough times, or you have to kind of navigate not supposing to be attracted to each other, or this forbidden fruit kind of love, once you're together, or once things resolve themselves and work out and people get over their feelings and start thinking about other people's happiness, because, not going to lie, it also does feel like maybe you both have, like, I wouldn't even say toxic people, but with children, like maybe you have childish people in your life who don't really think about the big picture or are more about their own feelings than they are about seeing other people happy. So work that out. But you guys are going to have such a good time together and you're going to be really happy. yeah. So this was a very interesting reading for me, pile number 2. I've said 2, but have I said 2? You know, I get so, like, drawn in by spirit in the story that I end up forgetting what the heck I am saying sometimes. But I meant pile 3. So pile 3, this is your next romantic encounter. I don't know, I feel a pop off in the comments of like, I don't want nobody's blah, 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 blah. And if you feel that way, it's okay. Put it down low, you know, let it out in the burn book. But this is what the cards are saying. And I don't know, even if you feel that way, it's like, the cards are, I'm getting this sense of inevitable. Like, you're not going to be able to help how you feel about this person. It's just going to come. So yeah. And also, random last note that I feel here, this could also be a boss. I just realized that. I don't know why it took me so long to see that, but this could also be because it's your boss. So yeah, got some things to navigate on the 3D in terms of other people and involvement and stuff like that, but this is someone you can definitely marry, have long-term potential with, have children with, all that good stuff, because you're very compatible. So if you enjoyed the reading, comment down below. Honestly, even if you didn't, comment down below. I am open to hear it. And yeah, I will see you in the next one, pile number 3. Bye. Okay, hello, pile 3. If you chose this image, then this is going to be your reading. So I did put a same-sex couple in here intentionally because, I don't know, I saw so many heteronormative couples and I kind of just got annoyed. I mean, no hate if that's how you identify, you know, heteronormative. But I don't know, I was just like, I want some, you know, a little bit spice, a little bit different. Let's get some diversity. I mean, all these silhouettes are black. Can we get some color in here? Oh, man. Okay, that is raunchy humor, but I don't, like, I'm just saying, you know, when everything's the same, I like a little bit of different. So let's get into your reading. Now, because you picked the only same-sex couple here, I gotta say this may be an LGBTQ relationship. Doesn't have to be. Does not have to be. It could definitely be a straight relationship, you know, male and female. But it could have some aspects of, again, aspects of sexuality that are different or fluid. So someone may identify as maybe polyamorous, or maybe they are asexual, or they're, you know, they're gender fluid. Again, there could be a lot of things here. They go by they, them. It could be a lot of things. But I just want to put that out there. Or it could just be that you're male and female. But this is just, there's something about your relationship that is unconventional. So I pre-pulled cards for you, pile number 4. And we're going to get into it because your cards, when they flew out flipping up. Like they wanted to show themselves to me right away, which I love. And you had such a happy spread that I was like, oh, let's get into it. Like, you know what I'm saying? I love a happy spread. So let's look at this here. We have King of Wands, Nine of Cups, High Priestess, Wheel of Fortune, and the Star. These are all positive cards. Literally, these cards are all positive. Only thing that maybe could be even the littlest bit negative is the Nine of Cups, strangely enough, because sometimes it can mention an illusion when it comes to romance. So something that is not sustainable or true. And I definitely even get that with honeymoon, that there's something about this that it's not that it's too good to be true, but be careful of falling into the trap of either false promises or almost like projecting a romantic fantasy onto the other person, okay? Because I definitely feel like that's the only little negative card here. But other than that, we're overwhelmingly positive, but let's get that negative out the way first, so that way you're aware that, you know, with this next romantic encounter, you may have a tendency, or there may be this aspect of projecting a fantasy onto the other person. And you want to make sure that you are, you know, while that's great and all, you can't hold someone else responsible for your romantic fantasies, you know what I'm saying? So it becomes a lot when you throw that onto another person or project it onto one. So be cautious and conscious of that. But other than that, let's get into this honeymoon. You know, I got that 𝐘𝐨𝐮𝐫, like, oh, singing on the mandala or whatever the thing. What am I saying? Gondola. I said mandala. That's that little wood game where you move the marbles around. No, I meant gondola. The gondola in Italy. So this could be definitely something that you either meet on vacation or you have vacation a lot together. I do get the sense of vacationing together, going to exotic places, going to romantic places, being very ooey gooey with one another, which is very sweet. I love that energy. And then we have the King of Wands. And I'm being drawn to the horn on the dark horse unicorn. I'm being drawn to the horn on the dark horse unicorn. That sounds like a weird rap somewhere. So yeah, the horn on there. Y'all, if y'all go on vacations, you know, hotel rooms might get a little messy. Okay, Okay, you're definitely attracted to one another. You're definitely into spiciness. I also randomly got public places, you know, or places, yeah, no, specifically public places, getting frisky with another, you know, kind of lighting fires, trying to spice things up. If you're already with someone, I also get the sense of, because I did not specify single or not. I kind of am assuming as much that most of you are single or, you know, looking to date. But if you are in a relationship, this is definitely like re-upping that spark in your relationship, finding things to spice it up and make it really happy. And you're being I feel like you're being with this angel on the boat, canoe, ushering them across. You're being guided to be more romantic with one another. And so there's definitely this idea of happiness in the relationship and in your encounter with one another that you really just want to. I'm hearing that Cyndi Lauper song, I think it is. Oh, girls just wanna have fun. Like, you guys, King of Wands, you wanna get down, you wanna have fun, you guys wanna go across the lake, shop, have fun, have a good time, and that's what I feel is happening here. This does feel, not gonna lie, out of all the pile 4, you do feel less. It's not that this can't be a future spouse or someone you marry, but honestly, it feels like spirit for this pile specifically just giving me the encounter. So your next romantic encounter, like I said, it does not have to be your future spouse, or it does not have to be the person you're going to be dating seriously. If you're looking for that, obviously, you know, mold it as you see fit. But if you're not looking for that, this definitely could be your next romantic encounter that's just very fun, very lighthearted. You're not really trying to be super committed to one another or really take control and make it a serious relationship, because there's a lot of lighthearted energy here. Lighthearted energy, fun, fluffy, let's have a good time energy. And so we have the High Priestess next to the Nine of Cups. And I feel like you guys have, I don't know, there's this idea of waiting to have a good time. You've been waiting to have a good time. You've been waiting to have fun. You may have even been with COVID that recently came through. You may have been waiting to travel, waiting to go to beaches or exotic places. There's also this idea of the beach coming up here, beach and water or desert area where there's like palm trees, because there's palm trees in the back here that I'm being drawn to. I am being drawn to places like Egypt and the Middle East, or if you are from America, then it would be like our coastal areas such as like Miami or kind of Florida or California. Where else am I seeing? I'm also seeing, for if you're not in America, I see like Greece. If you're in Europe, like Greece or somewhere on the coast over there, that's really warm and fun and adventurous, or Italy, you know, things that are romantic and great like that, like going on a vacation getaway, having a lot of fun, having a really good time. And you're going to, weirdly, I heard some of you might actually read on this vacation or during this little romantic encounter. Not like you're going to be reading during the act or something, but you may have like quiet time to read on the beach or something. Like, this feels less about the other person, I'm not going to lie. Not that you're not together, you're not having a good time, you're not affectionate and attracted, but it's more like re-upping your love for life. Your joie, I always butcher this, joie, I got je ne sais quoi, but I can't get joie de vivre. Your joy of living, you're re-upping that because you want to re-up it. Excuse me, I'm not the classiest lady, so I'm not your native French speaker. Anyway, so yeah, with the High Priestess, you're definitely re-upping that rekindling your passion for life, your zest for life, a lot of fun. There's just a lot of good times here. And there's something about a beach being very prominent in your next romantic encounter. So maybe you meet at the beach or you meet on vacation. And once again, here we have more pyramids in the back here with the star, going somewhere very warm, somewhere with sand or a lot of water for you to dip your toes in, or Hawaii, you know, something like that. There's a vacation element to this. And this is where you're going to have this romantic encounter. It feels very clear that it's like beaches or summertime. It's not really winter or cold. It's definitely more warm. Empowerment, yeah. So it's maybe something that you, for some of you, it could be like work sends you somewhere, you know, and you have some free time and you meet this person. Or it could be that, again, for a lot of you in this pile, strangely enough, I feel like some of you are already in a relationship watching this, and so this is like your next romantic encounter, is like your next vacation with this person, or you're already talking to someone, or it's like you have someone in mind. Like, this doesn't feel random, like, oh, it's a random person, although, like I said, for some of you who are single, it could definitely be that, but for a lot of you, it feels like you're in a relationship, or you're interested in someone, or you have a husband or a wife or something, and your next romantic encounter is going on this cool vacation, or this cool beach time, and having the time of your life, honestly, truly. But yeah, because it feels, even with those two gentlemen looking the same, it's like they're already partners, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, long term. Okay, let's look at this. I know like my last reading or something, someone said they were really annoyed that I had tape over the private areas of my folks in the lovers card. And I appreciate that because I too hate having to tape over anything, but it'd be like that sometime. Anyway, so we have the lovers upright, the 3 of cups in reverse. We have the King of Wands upright again. Yeah. We have the Magician and the 8 of Pentacles. So with this King of Wands coming up twice, this is definitely go-getter energy. Someone is, I get also handsy, like being handsy with one another for this romantic encounter. Feels like the masculine is taking charge and really leading this vacation or leading this encounter. So yeah, take that how you will, because he's kind of like, I'm the boss at this. Like we're getting this how I want it to be. However you identify in the relationship, you know, masculine or feminine. So with the Magician, it's definitely a lot of, I feel this idea of planning to get this to happen. So your next romantic encounter, yeah, it's like you're planning a vacation or you're planning to get this happen. Likewise, if you don't have anyone, it would be you know, taking the reins and the initiative to say, like, I want to go on vacation in Italy. I'm going to go make it happen. And then, you know, you go to Italy and you meet someone. There's just this idea of being somewhere warm and romantic and fun. Or even if you are, you know, maybe you're natively live in Florida and you decide just to take a day trip to the coast or something like that. Yeah, there's this idea of taking charge, making the plans, having all the tools, you know, the flight ride, the plane ticket, the hotel, the activities for the day, and putting in the work that you've been working really hard, you or your partner, no, it feels like you've been working really hard, which is why you deserve this vacation time. Honestly, your next romantic encounter is more about you than it is about them. Not gonna lie, Pop 4. It's more about you than it's about them, because you want to feel good. It's your time to feel good. So that's what it's about. Now, with the 3 of Cups in reverse, it's the only card coming in reverse. It does feel like for some of you, this could be a solo trip. So if you are single and you take a trip, you wouldn't really have a lot of friends with you. Maybe you go with one family member or just one friend, but it's not really a group trip. Or if it is a group trip, because it very well could be, I know some people feel uncomfortable traveling alone, then it would be that when you meet this person or when you're near this person, you kind of have to break away from your friends. You say like, oh, I'm going to go to the beach for a bit. Or you decide to kind of like, not necessarily ditch your friends, but, you know, you're kind of like, oh, I met this person. They're really cool. I want to go hang out with them. And so you're kind of like, your friends are like, okay, we'll see you. See you when I see you, you know, and you're going to go out. You're going to go have a good time. Yeah. What else am I seeing here? This idea of water being heavy. Actual water, not just, you know, that's not a sexual innuendo all the way, although it's partially there, but mostly that you go out and you guys splash around. I see splashing around. I see a lot of fun. It honestly reminds me of, you know what I randomly thought of? The beginning of Grease. You know, in the beginning of Grease, Sandy and Danny, the 2 main characters, they're at the beach and they're splashing around. They're having a really good time. That's kind of like, of course, you know, there's a whole bunch of the rest of the movie where I guess it's like, you know, she goes to the school and she transfers there and all that. But that's not what I'm talking about. For this romantic encounter, I told you it's giving me specifically the situation, and that's what it feels like. You're at the beach, you meet a really cute guy, a really cute girl, or you already are married to them and you're going to re-up the romance, and you're on the beach and you're splashing around and you're having a good time and you're feeling good and it's all good. Life is all good, and you're redeveloping your passion for life because it's like, yes, this is a good time. I'm loving it. I'm loving all this stuff. And like I said, I told you in the very beginning of this reading, the only negative thing I saw here was disillusionment, was the idea of you projecting something onto this person. It's kind of like you go on vacation and you have a vacation love, but that's not really real life. So for a lot of you, this may not be someone that you are with long term. Okay, if you're not looking for that. If you're already in a relationship, obviously, and you're married to this person, this is just a fun vacation for you to really have a good time and dive into the fantasy because you already are with that person on a day-to-day basis, so you know what the reality is. But for others of you, if you meet a person on vacation, you get romantic with them, I'm not saying it's not going to work. I'm not saying it's not true or real. I'm just saying be cautious of like a relationship or a vacation. What is it? A vacation, a staycation, vacation. I don't know. The idea of you wanting to take your vacation home with you, and that's not really how it is. Like, you're just having a good time. So really, this does feel more like a fling, not going to lie. It feels more like just a good time, but it does not have to be. If you're not interested in that, again, take it as it resonates, because this is a general reading. But for sure, look out for when you're going on vacation somewhere warm, or where you're going to beaches or things like that, because that may be when you're going to have this romantic encounter, or, you know, with your partner or a stranger or someone. Yeah, with the lovers here, I definitely get you guys sneaking away from the group. Even if you have kids and you go on like a family vacation, I don't know, getting frisky in the hotel room while the oldest sibling watches the younger siblings or something. Like, there's this idea of needing to escape. Escapism is big here. Needing an escape, needing a good time, and it's like you put in the work to deserve a good time, pile number 4. This isn't like you're just running away from your problems. It's like, I've worked really hard, or I've been doing things, or I'm empowered, and I want to go do what I want to do, and now is the time. You know, no time like the present. I'm young, I'm happy, and so you set a plan in motion. You're working really hard, but you set a plan, you get your itineraries ready, you get everything ready, and then you take action. You go make it happen, and whether friends come with you or you go alone, you're doing it. You know what I'm saying? You're going to have your good time, your good vacation, and regardless if this person lasts or doesn't, you know, if they're not a partner of yours, then you're still gonna have a good time on this vacation. You don't care. You don't care. You're like, I don't care. This is it. Okay, so we're gonna look at some features. Now, if this is someone you're already with, disregard this part because it's not going to really help you. But if you haven't met someone and you're looking, then this may help. Okay, so they could have short hair. You could have short hair. Hipster. So this, I mean, it's a vacation. Bang your scuba driver. You know what I'm saying? Like, have a good time. Have a good time. There's something... This is like tequila. I feel like I'm giving this reading on tequila. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel wooey, gooey, fun. And that's what this feels like. Like, drink your tequila, have a shot, have some fun, let loose a little, let the wind in your hair, make out with a guy on the beach. Great smile. Yeah. There's something about this being so fun. And really just bringing you that passion you needed from the day-to-day life, the day-to-day work, the day-to-day grind that you've been on. Yeah. A lot of you have been manifesting wealth or looking towards wealth, and you're kind of like in a need of break, because like wealth doesn't come overnight. Like I always say, manifestations are equal part intention and equal part action. You have to put action behind it. And so it feels like you were someone who has been putting action behind it, or yeah, no, you haven't putting action behind it. And so you're really in need of like a break. It's like, okay, I'm doing it, but maybe you don't see the wealth yet, or you haven't seen your results yet. It's like, well, this is the perfect time to take a break and re-up your passion for it. Like, why do you want money? What is the money bringing you? And if the money is bringing you, you know, the chance to afford great vacations, then this is like a reminder of that. So when you come back, you're able to reestablish your work ethic and really feel passionate about what you're doing. Oh, you are so cute. Pile number 4. So yeah, definitely something about that with money being something here. It does feel like you're able to afford this vacation. You're not really stressing, or maybe you plan a vacation now for June or July or sometime later in the year. So that way you have time to like figure out how to get the best tickets on flights or anything else that may happen. Yeah, this is definitely when you're going to be feeling good. You're going to be feeling real good. And musical. Okay, so maybe you hook up with a band member. Okay, this is so spicy. You guys, I am like your tequila friend right now. You know your sloppy friend at the bar who you have to hold up because like they literally can't stand straight? That's who I am right now to you, because that's what your energy is. Like, this is such a good time. I want to be with you on this trip, to be honest, because you're going to have a good time. And it feels like this is very intuitive, you having a good time, which is why I stress to you, pile number 4, really quick, that you can go with friends or go without them. If you're already in a relationship, you know, disregard that. You'll probably be going with your partner and re-upping the romance. But if you're single and you're like planning a trip with friends, really, I would advise you to be very adamant or be very clear about the fact that whether or not they pay for it or they put in their part or what they're going to do, you're going on this vacation. Like, you're going to have a good time, because this vacation is for you. Like, it's for you to re-up yourself. This encounter, this romantic encounter you're going to have, is for you to feel really good. It's not for other people. It's not for your friends. It's not to be supportive. So I really advise you to plan a vacation or to look for something that you would enjoy. And again, it's fine if you're planning even 8 months in the future for this next romantic encounter. I also would say maybe if you are someone who has flexibility with their job, that you look at discounted flights like Skyscanner stuff, or you look at people who do credit card hacks to show you how to kind of vacation for free, because this vacation should not be stressful. So if you want to take one, but you're too worried about stress, there are ways to take cheap vacations that you can have a really good time at. And you should really, I think, look into that. So we have INFJ, ESTP, that may be their personality types. ISTP, you can look those up if you're really curious as to what kind of person this would be. Intelligent, yeah. flexible, and ENFP. Now, those are just some other things, and shy. This may apply to you or them, and definitely I feel like all of these personality traits / physical features are more for people who are single and looking to find, a next romantic encounter, rather than someone who's just like, yeah, what is my next romantic encounter with my spouse? Although this still applies, plan that vacation with your spouse. Get someone to watch your kids, maybe babysit them for a few days, or bring them, but have a nanny or something with you if you can afford it, so that way you're not, or drop them off at a daycare or at a museum for the day if they're old enough. That way you can have some one-on-one time with your spouse or your significant other to have a good time. But yeah, that is all I'm seeing for you, Pop 4. This was so fun. I'm sorry I was your drunk girlfriend here, because that's definitely what I felt like, but I enjoyed every second of it, and I hope you enjoy every second of this vacation, because let me just tell you, you're gonna have a bomb time. Like I said, just be sure you're planning properly, so that way you can actually enjoy the vacation, and that you put away your work at the vacation to actually enjoy it. Although I still see some of you reading. Maybe that's how you meet. You're reading a book on the beach, so are they. I don't know. It's a fun little story, fun little cute meet. But yeah, that's all I'm seeing for you, pile number 4. If you enjoyed this reading, comment down below, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.